This video is how to install a deadbolt and a handle on a pre-hung door using the Schlage FB50 setup. So the first thing that I want to show you is this. See how this thing just goes bloop? That's too big for this one, so this is the short setting. And then you'll also see this is right here, it says top. So we're just going to slide it right in there. Probably the most difficult thing is the setting the screws. So I'm just using a punch. I have a special tool which I'll put a link to in the description, which just sets right in there, and then you punch in the center punch for the hole. And then I'm going to set the screw using my impact driver. I always like to set these a bit loose at the beginning, just in case there's a challenge with sticking the next part in. So that's that. Next thing we're going to do is put in the key mechanism. So this is the inside, or no, this is the inside. So this is the outside. So just slide, it slides in at an angle. So you see how that looks right now. And then what I'm going to do is it's on the bottom, so the holes are on the bottom. I'm going to stick this in and I'm going to turn it slightly, slide it in there, and that's really all it is to get it in right. But see how it's cockeyed? That sort of can be confusing. You got to get these holes perfectly parallel to the ground, and then once you got it in, you can move this latch mechanism a little bit. So I opened the deadbolt, and now I can get it straight up and down, and then I can set this screw in the middle. So I'm going to hand tighten it just to make sure that I don't strip the threads. And then the back popped out, push back in there. And now I'm going to use the impact driver to go the rest of the way. Okay, I'm going to finish hand tightening the whole thing. And then I'm going to tighten this over here. And there you go, the deadbolt is in. Okay, now let's put the handle in. So the same thing. This just has two different sections, so you don't flip it over. Just make sure that you've got this side pointing to where the door is going to go, so it'll latch properly. Set it in. Again, we would use the punch right here, but I've already set the punch. And it is really good if you get the other punch that has this shape on it. You set it in there, and then you use your hammer and you just tap it and it'll bang in a little hole there. So I would use that. If you don't have that today, again, I'll put the link in the description. Again, leave them a little loose. Again, make sure your key side is on the outside, set it through, and then set this one through. So just make sure, look at the holes, those holes, you just want to make sure they line up. And you may need to turn the knob to get them to line up. So I had to turn it a little bit. And they're lined up now. I'm just going to leave it there, hopefully it's not going to fall out. Grab my screws. And then just try to keep these straight. So sometimes they'll angle, you just kind of keep trying to thread them just straight. And then just to make sure that we don't strip it, we'll use a hand screwdriver. Keep your hand on the back so you don't push it back out. Use a hand screw down a little bit, hand screw down a little bit. Switch to the impact, drive it in, drive it in. Great, okay. And it works good. And you know what? Look what I did. I did them upside down. So now I'm going to flip them over. This goes on the top, that goes on the bottom. Okay, so we flip these back over. So now what we're going to do is we're going to install the plates for the latching. All right. First thing is the security plate. This one right here, you can see that says door side. So that's going to go right in there. And then again, I used the same punching method and I punched it just like this. In this one, I actually made up center punch, and then I drilled the hole in the middle. I drilled the hole that was just smaller than this screw, even quite a bit smaller than that screw. One thing that I would say to be careful about with these, they usually always make these in Phillips heads. You got to really push your body into it so that you don't strip out the Phillips head. Be careful when you're installing this that you don't suck it in too much. If you suck it in too much, then you're going to change the action of the door. You might make the jam move. So just suck it in just enough so that it's tight. And then we put the finish plate on there. This is a bit tight, so actually need to turn it just a hair. Came from the door maker just really tight. And again, I've already done the pre-punches on these, so I'm just going to set those. The key tool is the pre-punch set, which I have in the descriptions. This. Again, I pre-punched them already. There you go. Lock. Good to go. Hope that was valuable. Please put comments below, like if you got value, and have a great day.